through these for anybody who attempted them. So find the area and perimeter of each of the following compound shapes. So compound shapes means shapes that are stuck together. So if I start, I'll call this 1. Sorry. Just let me shut this down for a minute. Sorry, it does not seem to be syncing, so I'm going to try one more time. It's a good start. Okay, so that's shape 1, and we will call just over the side, I'm going to write down that it's a rectangle, because it is. And the formula for a rectangle I can't get from the formula in tables book, so I have to know it. So it's length by width. The length of the rectangle is 15. The width is 7. A quick check on the units tells me that they're both centimeters, so I can go ahead. And that gives me 105. All right. The little shape here, which we'll call 2, so it's a semicircle, but there's no semicircle in the formula and tables book, so it's a circle. So I'm working on areas here, so I will go in formula and tables book. There's my circle. Oh, sorry. So I want the area, which is there. So we'll throw this in here. So I go to the formula and tables book and I get my formula, which is there. And then I sub in. So the area equals, the question, oh it does, pi is 3.14. So I'll make pi 3.14, and the radius, you can see it's drawn. So the radius is 3.5 centimeters. And then the formula tells me to square it. So that is 38.465, but that's a full circle. And the one I have isn't. So I'm going to have to divide that by 2. So that is 19 point, no, it's 2325. So the total area is 105 plus 19.2325, which is 124.2325 is the total area. The perimeter. So the perimeter of the shape, because they're stuck together, it makes it a little bit harder. Okay, so I have this bit, which is, I'm just going to put it down here, 15. Then I have this bit, which is 7. Then I have this bit, which is 15. Now, then I have this bit here. Okay, that bit is the circumference of the circle. Now again, it's not the full circumference. It is only half of it because it's a semicircle. But let's go back in. The circumference here is, you can see it's L, so it's this one. So I'm going to rub the formula. So there, oh, don't want to do that, I'm going to move it. So there is my formula. So 2 is 2, pi is still 3.14 because it's the same question, and the radius is still 3.5. So type that into my calculator and I'm getting 21.98. But again, that is a full circle circumference, so that's the edge of a full circle. I only need half of that. So I'll divide by 2. So that's 10.99. Okay, and that is the last bit that I have to add on. And then I've got the full perimeter of the shape. So I add all those up. And I get 47.99 for the total perimeter. Okay, and then the other one, so same thing, area and perimeter. So I might start with this one. So the first one is a triangle. So I'm going to go to my formula and tables book, and I'm going to get the triangle, which is down here. It's very highlighted, but I think you can see it. So there is the formula for the triangle. So it's a half A, and A is the base, by H, and H is the height. And they're reasonably easy to see in the picture. So it's a half, the base is 33, and the height is 56. And that's it. 33 by 56, oh sorry, by a half. So a half multiplied by 33 multiplied by 56, and I'm getting 924 for the area of that one. And then again, this one here, oh, this is trickier than I thought. Sorry, I just figured it. Anyway, this one here is a semicircle, and we're going to do the area of it. So I have the formula over here. We'll call this shape number 2. So number 2 is a circle, but obviously I'm acknowledging it is a semicircle again. So this is my formula. Won't bother going back to the table book, I'll just take it from there. So I assume it's the same question, so we take pi to be 3.14. So pi is 3.14. Now, the radius isn't given. Okay, so this, I didn't realize this was in this, but you know, you would have done this at junior cert. So we should be able to find the length of that line there because it's the hypotenuse. So I don't know if you remember, but Pythagoras' theorem is c squared equals a squared plus b squared. C is the hypotenuse, so we don't know that. A is one of the sides, so 56, and B is the other one, so 33. We add them up, so 56 squared plus 33 squared, so C squared is 4225, and then to get rid of the square, we take a square root. So C is the square root of 4225, which is 65. So that means this line here is 65. Okay, and that line is actually the diameter. So the diameter is 65, which means the radius is half of that. So the radius, if I go back down, is 32.5, and we have to square it. Okay? So that's where that came from. That is quite tricky. So we used Pythagoras to find the diameter, and then we did diameter divided by 2 to get the radius. And that's where that number came from. Okay, so then we can just type this in, 3.14 multiplied by 32.5 squared, and I'm getting 3316.625. And then to get the total area of the shape, we just add them up. So the total area is 924 plus 3316.625. And that is 4240.625 for the total area. And then the perimeter is similar enough in that the triangle is easy to get and the circle's a bit harder. So I'll start here. So that's the first bit, which is 56. And then this bit across here is 33. And then we need to get, same as before, that bit. Okay, so that bit is the circumference of a circle. So it's exactly the same as what I did over here. So I'm just going to rob this. Okay. So the circumference of the circle is 2. Pi is going to be what we figured it out to be here, so 32.5. Oh no, sorry, that's not pi, that's or. Pi is pi, which is 3.14, and then or is what's here, 32.5. Okay, so we can figure this out. So 2 multiplied by 3.14 multiplied by 32.5 is 204.1. That is the full circle circumference. And in the diagram, it's only half of the circle. So we'll have to divide by 2. That gives us 102.05. That is what goes back in over here. And then to get the total perimeter, we just add them up. So the total perimeter is 56 plus 33 plus 102.05 is 191.05. Yeah? So just for units, it's not super necessary, but when it's area, the units are squared, so centimeters squared. When it's perimeter, the units are just centimeters. So same down here, area is centimeters squared, and then over here, perimeter is just centimeters. And obviously the equivalent then, like if it was all in meters, you would be talking about meters squared for the area and meters for the circumference. If it was all in millimeters, it would be millimeters squared for the area, millimeters for the circumference. Is that alright? So the squared has no impact on the number. It's simply just a unit. Okay, let me know if you have any questions.